Monday already. Time flies. Hey, Wilson. Thanks for chiming in. Let's see here. God, that looks even blurry to me. And I'm like offset. Matt from Rock the Watch is here. Just shipped you your challenge coin, Matt. Craig G is here. Two maybe. Kevin Wrong Time is here. Brian Pixel Gasoline. Try to read all the names here. Mario Mata. Brave Sailors here. Tennessee Mike. Nathan, Tuxedo Manor, Mario saying hello. Will Carey's chiming in. Jim T, Nate Dog, Slap John, Cowboy Swami's here. MS Decker says, "What's up, Rob?" Not much. Just doing this little live thing. Just in time watches. Howdy, sir. You just forced me to get the Rubik's G-Shock. Funny. I just sold mine. Because that's how it goes, man. Let's see. Kevin says, "We're early. You are on daylight savings time." It's 8 o'clock. I'm doing 8 o'clock. I'll do 9 o'clock probably in the summertime, like when the days are longer. It's probably when I'll do 9 o'clock, or maybe I'll just keep doing 8 o'clock. I don't know. Clayton, the Watchdog Podcast, just chimed in. I've seen Detroit Spartan in there. I'm half looking at the comments, guys. I'm going to try to size up a couple of watches. Just opened these watches up. So kind of want to get them sized up. Okay, so I got 2 out of that side. What does that do for me? Can I take 2 out of there? I don't want to be able to take 1 out of this side. What tool am I using? This tool came with this watch, so I really don't know what tool it is. But it has a cool blue cap, anodized aluminum cap on it. I figured I would use the included tool because I would assume that it is sized to the screw links. So get that out of there. Kevin Hawthorne's checking in from sunny Florida. I'm working around this camera. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Floridian checking in from Dallas. Swear Floridian's like never in Florida. Is that close? That's probably close. And then I can bring that in. I might have to adjust this a little bit. This is called a circular. Nice H-link bracelet, polished center links. So I just sized that guy up. That's who included this screwdriver. So I might have to move some links around though. Not a big deal. Alrighty, let's see. We talking time? People are talking about time. I can tell you about the tools Rob used to size my Shinola bracelet. Yeah, they were crude, but we got the job done. Will says the Pelly is back. Yep, got it back from, it was on loan to my buddy Jerry. He enjoyed it. He didn't buy one yet, but he has bought some other crazy watches. Actually, now that I bring that up, let me grab that. Yeah, here it is. Check that out. And I know it's not probably super good quality video. It might be a little fuzzy, but that is the MRG G-Shock Square, the Baller Edition. So I will be doing a full video on this pretty soon. This thing is just crazy cool. I think there's a part number in here. Yeah, MRGB 5000D1. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Obviously titanium, but there's some special titanium alloys, certainly on this top part here. Brandon Bishop says, jump down the cheaper microbrand hole, Veyer solar diver on the way, Collins sonar on wrist, and used Baltic GMT on the way. That is awesome. This thing is spectacular. Cowboy Swami with the $5 here super chat says, hey, Random Rob, trying to decide on Tudor Black Bay 41 black dial or Omega DeVille black dial. I'm assuming you're talking about the non-diver Tudor Black Bay 41. I would go that way over the Omega. I just love the snowflake hands. I'm actually a huge fan of that Black Bay 41 regardless, even though the newer ones they are using the Solita movement in it. So if you want to go full movement snob, then the Omega is going to be your better choice. But if you want to go for just like versatility and like overall, I think like more of my lifestyle, like the working man lifestyle, then I think that Tudor Black Bay 41 is going to be more fitted for me. This feels lighter than the standard titanium one. Jason from Design says, send the MRG over to Aruba. It's not mine. It's not mine. I wish it was. It's a beautiful watch, and the more time I spend with it, I could potentially justify picking one up, but holy cow. Excuse me, Kevin says, is that G-Shock 3500? I think the retail price on that one's like 36 or something, and then the black one is like 4. Something like that. I also got in my production model for the Dorenzo. So I'll have to unwrap this. What did Jason say, Rob? Are the studs on the bracelet a different polish? Yes, I think they're actually a separate piece as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can kind of see it's a separate piece. I'll do it when I do the full video. You can see like everything about this watch is like handcrafted, and there's way more individual pieces. It's not like, I'm sure it's like technically mass produced, but I think maybe the individual parts are, but then it's hand constructed on the G line within the facility. So it's one of those things. Yes, it's ridiculously expensive, but is it worth it? No, not in the sense of you can get a G-Shock Square for $40. You're talking, it's a luxury item. So once we're talking luxury watches, then reasoning goes out the window. You want what you want, and yes, they are finished differently and everything like that. So I will have to get this guy sized up at some point. Another beautiful watch by Dorenzo. Carl is asking, why does Longines get a bad rap? Some of their pieces are pretty cool. I've never heard of Longines getting a bad rap. Definitely not by me. I love my Longines Big Eye. Like, it's right here. This thing is like legit one of the favorite watches in my collection. So I don't know. Simucom says, here's where all the trouble is. Happy Monday, gentlemen. Yes, it is Monday. And my Monday went way better than my Sunday. My Sunday, I was green all day. Rob's the king of G-Shock Square, so kind of needs the ultimate square. Yeah, no. Like, I mean, I'm not the king of squares per se. I've owned and shown a lot of G-Shock squares, but I don't own a lot of them right now. I only own two. I own the Bling Master, the gold square, and then I own a 5610 on combi bracelet. That's it. That's the only squares I own. And even the 2100s that I was messing around with, I've already sold off most of those. I think I have like two left and I'd sell those. Could I justify getting one of these? Yeah, I think I could. And originally I like legit was thinking I would get the black one if I were to get one, but boy, I don't know. This one's pretty sweet. I don't think anyone's called dibs from Jerry either. The black one's kind of maybe going to be cliche because I think a lot of people are going to go for that one. I could see potentially going for this brushed one. Maybe I'll talk to Jerry. It's got a sapphire crystal, obviously. All that good stuff. What that in question form? That was a statement. Open that checkbook. Huh. Black and gold. Yeah, the black and gold one is really cool. Tennessee Mike is asking the weight. I don't know. I'll have to get a weight on it, but it legit, for some reason, feels lighter than the standard titanium. But it's been a while since I've handled the standard titanium one. Does the bezel have a suspension system? Well, I mean, there's the G-Shock impact, built into the watch or whatever, but uh, there's no like springy or anything like that. Not like how Formex does it or anything. There's nothing like that. Oh man, this thing is spectacular. Hey, Wet Watches is in the house. Thanks for joining us. Canadian Watch Monkey, how's the build quality compared to the PSR? Not even in the same ballpark. Hey, my buddy Calico Basin is here too. Split personality, what? Man, this thing is just crazy. I might have to text Jerry. I might have to call dibs on it. I think Mimo was getting in the black dial one. Maybe I'll hit him up and see, or the black coated one. Stealth well thought now. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, Will Carey's wearing the black titanium, the regular one, not the MRG. Yeah, the polish is different on the bezel, and they did some sort of special alloy. I gotta research it, but they did some sort of special alloy on it that it would be less scratch resistant. Isaac says, Rob, if watches were like candy, I'd have every Casio G-Shock. They kind of are like candy, aren't they? I don't know. I'm still narrowing down my collection a little bit, guys. I sold some watches yesterday or something, 2 days ago. No, yesterday I think I did. Sold some G-Shocks and some miscellaneous stuff. I actually listed this guy. I listed the SARB 059, but nobody in my Discord bought it. I actually listed it even on my Instagram. So, but I wouldn't be mad if I didn't sell it either, because I put a price point of $800 and I won't go any lower than that. So, I guess if somebody's interested in the Alpinist SARB 059, then hit me up. I could probably get it to you. And I have all the extra parts. I didn't refresh it. It's still good to go the way it is, but I have all the extra parts as well. So, but these are, you don't see them for sale very often. So, Mojo, just straight out, just ask, how much money do you make? I make all the money I have. Let's see. Kevin, I have to go to work meeting. Catch you later. It's like at the night you have work. I guess you deal with people around the world. So Kevin says he saw my SARB on Instagram, but he's broke. Larry C checking in. That's awesome. Nate Dog says, "What's inbound?" I'm assuming you're asking me, what do I have inbound? I don't have any watches. Hold on, before I say that, let me think. Do I have anything? Well, I got a brew watch that I bought like 2 months ago or a month and a half. I don't know how long ago. That's, I think, gonna be soon. I forgot about that one. So I have that brew watch, but as soon as I get it, I'll probably video it and then sell it. Other than that, I don't think I really have. I don't think I really have anything inbound. I can't think of anything else. I'm kind of switching gears. I actually uh, bought my ticket to, oh, Will Carey. Yeah, I got the Sintra, the LE, the Random Rob LE Sintra inbound. But I actually bought my flight to San Francisco. So I will be going to the Worn and Wound Wind Up show in San Francisco. Nate Dog says the Flippers Paradise got him twice last week. Mojo out there with taking some guess that he thinks that I am rich. Depending on what rich is, I mean, I'm definitely not rich in um, the eyes of the U.S. government and their tax laws. Millionaire at least. No, I'm definitely not a millionaire. I hope to be a millionaire at some point with assets and savings and everything, but I'm not there yet, and that'll be like really close to retirement potentially. Just in time watcher says, Rob, what kind of camera setup do you have? Do you use an iPhone to make your videos? FYI, I got into YouTube videos because of you. Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad I inspired you to do that. So I'm using, I try to stay fairly up to date with the iPhone, but I have the whatever the current one is right now, the 13, right? So I have a 13 Pro Max with 1 terabyte of storage. Basically their most expensive phone. It sucked to buy it, but I'm loving the storage space. Having a full terabyte of storage has really helped. But I don't use, and then I have a Rode Micro. Um, I've shown my rig before. I just my iPhone on a little tripod, and then I have a Rode microphone plugged in, and it works pretty good. But I use a different app and stuff. Mojo says, "Awesome answer, staying low." Gotcha. No, dude. I'm like a working stiff, Mojo. Like I'm a utility natural gas worker. Like I do like manual labor for my day job, and then I do the YouTube thing for, a side self-sustaining hobby. And it's turned into a bit of a business. It does okay, but it's a lot of work. It's not like there's free money when you do YouTube videos. It's you got to do a lot of work. There's a lot of behind the scenes thing. There's a lot of overhead. There are a lot of moving components to the whole thing that I think a lot of people don't see. Simucom says, also random question, along with your yearly salary, what would you say your social security number and mother's maiden name is? Interesting. Wilson says, Rob, stay low key. I mean, I can give a little bit of information. I'm just not giving any numbers. When the side hustle becomes priority, it's so traditionally when I first started getting into YouTube and watching a lot of people uh, go through that progress, and when they hit like 100,000 subscribers, I typically would see they had to be younger people that weren't already in like a career. I have a career, so much like I know some other people too that like their channels have done really well, but they don't want to give up their career. So you gotta finish that off, and that's where I'm at. So I won't be losing. I won't be giving up my day job. Just in time watcher says, how does one go about buying one of your poker chips? The poker chips aren't really for sale. So like this one was the Las Vegas meet, obviously, right? And basically everybody that was in the Las Vegas meetup got one or two or 10 or whatever. So I was handing them out. This one was actually not really a meet, but it was a trip I did to Florida with my buddy Calico. And these ones I did actually hand out and sell to a bunch of Discord members. I don't have very many of these left. Actually, even the Las Vegas ones, I pretty much just have those left over there. I don't even have very many left. So, um, but I also have the Baltimore meet is coming up. That'll be um, what do you when is that one? Towards the end of July. So there'll be a Baltimore poker chip. So every time I do like a meetup or an event or something like that, there'll be poker chips. There's a Michigan meetup actually in towards the end of May. There'll be poker chips for that one. And I'm talking to Calico. We're thinking about actually making some poker. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. I'll talk to him some more either later tonight or tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do the San Francisco wind up meetup, and I'll just have the poker chips with me. So if I run into some of my Discord members are going to be there, but if you guys are in the San Francisco area or pretty close to the Worn and Wound meetup in San Francisco, which is next month, uh, then definitely swing in. Swing in. Hopefully, find me, see me, and if you do, I'll as long as I have some left, I'll give you one of the poker chips. Hey, Brad Southern's here, and some Flint tattoos. No, we're not doing that. Will Carey says excited for Baltimore. Wish he could make the Michigan meet too. That's going to be awesome. Nate Dogg says Chi Town. Yes, I'm going to Chicago as well. That is the weekend before. So the Worn and Wound wind up show in Chicago is like in the middle of July. That's the weekend before the Baltimore trip. So I will go to the Chicago wind up meet as well. And I'll talk to Calico and I'll see about getting some poker chips made up for that one too. So if you guys meet up with me there, then I'll give you a chip there as well. Cowboy Swami with a $5 here super chat says, "Hey Rob, what are your thoughts on the Grand Seiko? Seen the cherry blossom dial and case finishing and was very beautiful." I'm not I'm not huge on Grand Seiko. Like I like them, but like I'm probably the wrong person to ask Grand Seiko questions. They make beautiful watches, but I don't see myself, parting with my hard-earned money to pick up a Grand Seiko. And I'm sure people can argue why that would be a mistake, but it's my money and I'll do whatever I want. So somebody asked about the chips. These are the poker chips. They're being made basically anytime I either do a watch meetup or I go to one. So that's all it is. Trying to read some comments, guys. It's hard to catch them all. Can you make Michigan meet priorities? The Michigan meet's actually going to be really cool. That one's going to be awesome. I think there's going to be quite a few people there. The Baltimore meet is going to be like, I wish there was more people going. That's why I might open it up because like these four watches right here, which is I forget what the brand is on these. These two are going to be giveaways at the Baltimore meet. There's two Victorinox. There's this one and this one, kind of like a his and hers. So I know I might do this one for the giveaways for the guys that bring their wives. And then there's this one. Plus there's what else? There's a Trosca that's going to be a giveaway watch at the Baltimore meet. There's going to be a Zao watch at the Baltimore meet. That's going to be a giveaway. Plus some straps. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. Plus I'm bringing some stuff to give away. Let's see. Tom for Watches is chiming in. Steve Hardy says, how do you feel about the Rado Compton Cook? I think it's an awesome watch, a little bit too small for me. Nilo is asking if I have my own jet. I do not. I just paid $1,000 for my flight to San Francisco. The flight prices are up. Canadian Watch Monkey says, take your pick, all motor, turbo, or supercharged. Depends on the motor or engine. Like that's a loaded question. I've had all of them, but it like there's too many variables. Are those robots on your desk? No, they're just G-men. Matt says, wives can come. Yes, bring your wife to the meet. Yes, Matt, 100%. Paul wants to know where and when is the Michigan meeting. Well, okay, so these meetups so far are just my private Discord group. So, Paul, if you are in Southeast Michigan and you want to meet up, send me an email and we'll talk and then we'll see if we can get you going on that. But here's my, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram. If you go over to Instagram and you do random rob underscore YouTube, you can find me there and you can send me a direct message. I will probably communicate quicker. Or you can send me an email to randomrobreviews@gmail.com and I will try to get back to you. Um, actually have never even checked that email, so I probably should do that because there's probably a bunch of emails in there. Let's see. Take your pick, ETA or Salida, and why. I would pick the. Well, see, that's kind of loaded too. And now it depends because they're not. That's too blanket of a question because there's not always apples to apples. Certain ones are better in other aspects to the other ones, depending on the movement configuration. But if you're going to just say, let's just say the ETA 2824 and the Salida SW200. If I had to choose between those two, I would take the ETA 2824. Why? Because I have heard of way too many failures in the winding mechanism, the rotor winding mechanism on the Salida, and that it can get fixed. You just replace that mechanism, and it might have been just a batch or a machining error or something like that. Because it's not all of them. I know there's a ton of good ones out there, but the ETA 2824 has its own issues as well. If you do a lot of hand winding with the 2824, you can strip out a gear, but or just don't hand wind it. Just give it a little shuffle and wear it, and you're probably fine. So that would be the reason why I would go with the 2824. I think it's slightly more robust in the winding mechanism. YZ80 says helicopter rotors. Pretty much. They'll make like noise and stuff. Or like when you go to wind it on a Salida, if you go to wind your Salida, you can feel the rotor spin. You're starting to have the problem. But with the 2824, you'll notice when you go to do the wind on it, if it feels like it skips a little bit, then you have a stripped out gear on your 2824. So there's problems with both of them. So I don't think one's like necessarily full on better than the other. Let's see. I feel like Discord group is like an asylum and everyone else is just slumming it in the one of the 9 circles of hell Simucom reviews. Let's see. No Seiko or Rolex on the table. No, I don't think I'm going to. I think we're good. Detroit Spartan says the Michigan meat is a low key, way cooler than the Baltimore meat. Well, we'll see. Nathan says, Rob, were you tempted by the Formex Reef? I'm tempted by like pretty much every watch, man. I do have a new Formex on the way. I talked to Marcus. Actually, we texted a little bit back and forth today, the owner of Formex. But I talked to him the other day, and he is sending the new field titanium one over for video and donating it to the channel. Craig G says, wind the Salida just enough to get it going and wind it slow. That's really pretty much good advice for any automatic movement when you're doing it, except for like a Seiko. I think Seiko can just take a wind no matter what. They're kind of like, they can just take it. CFZ, hey Rob, what do you think of the new green Seamaster Professional? Interested? I am not interested in buying it. However, I am kind of staying reserved. I want to see that one in person. I I don't know if I like the green. I like more bold colors, and I think they went safe with the green. They went a little more dark and muted. Well, I already have that, like in my SPB 207, I think is what this is, in my Alpinist. I want bold colors if I'm going to be buying some watches. Like the Pelly's a nice bold blue. Of course, the Orange Monster's orange. The Sea Mat or the Super Ocean, excuse me, is a nice bold orange. I mean, it's even brighter orange than the Monster. It's really a deeper orange or darker orange. So I want colors. And then I have, of course, I have my black dial uh, Rolex Submariner and the Air King. Those are my two black dial watches. They're just kind of very universal. Let's see. Seiko can take a sonic beating. Matthew says he went to the DC Watch Fair last week, got to try on the Formex, the Trasca, and a bunch of stuff. Yes, that's what's awesome about those watch meets with the microbrands because you get to see all that stuff. I don't think you're going to see like Dorenzo there or anything like that, but um, you get to see these and handle them and try them and because you don't know. I mean, you're watching these videos and you're looking at pictures and everything like that, but until you actually truly handle one, you can't really tell like how good they really are. So, Chaz from the Berg chiming in. Happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, this is a pretty good Monday. It's starting to warm up a little bit. The maple sap is running really good, so we'll be making some maple syrup. It's really cool. Well, I want to go to a watch fair. Wish we had a Basel World this year. Yeah, there'll be a lot of watch meets going on. Joe checking in from Pennsylvania. Do I have anything else to show you guys? I have another micro brand here too. I need to make the video on this one, the Biotic. Pretty wild crown configuration. You guys see that? Crown on each side. Beautiful brown dial. I love the brown dial on this one. So I don't know that there's any watches out there that I've handled that have this crown configuration. It's interesting. And they have the scallops on the side of the case. Just kind of a fun configuration. Is the bead blasted G-Shock Square custom, right? No, this one is not custom. This is an MRG. You can kind of see it right there. See that right there? MRG. Beautiful. Beautiful watch. Nice satin black case back. CFZ says, Rob, we often hear people say this watch is much nicer or much better in person. Any watches come to mind that were the opposite, better in pictures or video? Uh, yeah, I do run across those, but I'll typically not really show them all the time, or I'll just put them in the best light possible. I don't really dog on watches, so it's not my style. But because just because I may not like something doesn't mean somebody else won't, sort of thing. So I hate to turn people off from potentially experiencing a watch that they would otherwise like, where I maybe wouldn't. But to each their own, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go out and buy this watch, right? The Zanto, but it has oversized wire lugs, it has quartz movement, it has oversized hour and minute hand, it has a really cool green strap. Somebody else might absolutely love this watch. Doesn't mean I have to like say that it's a great watch. I mean, it's only $225. So same thing with this Victorinox, right? I love Victorinox, great brand. Is the price on this one? $500. Would I buy this one? No, but it's still an awesome watch. The strap on it is actually very comfortable feeling. It's crazy thin. I don't know. Maybe I would buy something like this. I probably wouldn't because I know I wouldn't wear it. That's just not what I'm wearing lately. So, Floyd is asking, Rob, will you be reviewing the new Notice Avalon? Yes, those guys said they were gonna send that over for me to check out. So hopefully that'll happen soon. Craig G is going to try to build his own MRG. Good luck. There's more to it than just that, but you can probably make it look similar. Steele says, hey, Rob, do you know when Rolex and Tudor announces their new releases for 22-23? I heard it's at the end of this month. it should be at the end of this month, in that time frame. And I don't really get into like I'm watching all the videos that everyone's doing, speculating what's going to happen. Are they going to change or do anything with the Air King or the Milgauss? I think we can expect probably um, something new in a precious metal. We're going to see that's typically how Rolex will roll out. If they're going to do say a lot of people want the Coke bezel GMT. Say they're going to do that. Well, they might do it, but if they do it, it'll probably come out in or white gold. So, um, and they might do something else with the Submariner, some special, but I don't know what. Like, there's going to be a bunch of changes in the line. I'm more interested in kind of see what Tudor does. I'd like to see, uh, I don't know, maybe another color. I mean, they don't really have to change much on the Pelly. They could just do something different color. Maybe what I would really love to see is a Kermit Black Bay 58, but we'll see. Detroit says Random Rob just crushed Craig G's hopes and dreams without hesitation. With what? Hmm. What did Craig say? I didn't see that comment. Oh well. Calico says green fixed bar Pelly. I don't think we're going to see a new colorway in that newer FX Pelly. I don't think that's going to happen. An orange Pelagos. That's bold. I don't think they'll do that. 10-year anniversary of the Pelly. Wow. Man, time flies. Oh, about the custom Mr. G. Yeah. Black Bay 58 GMT. We all want it. I don't think you guys are going to see that this year. I know everyone wants it, but I really don't think you're going to see a Black Bay 58 GMT. I doubt it. 10 years. I forget what year this one. This one might be a 20. These came out in. I thought these came out in 2014. They came out in 2012. I don't think they came out in 2012. Maybe they did. I don't know. That could be Lou. Says micro adjust clasp on the Black Bays. That's actually a strong possibility. I could see that happening. I think we could see a clasp upgrade for not only the Black Bay 58s, but all the Black Bays. Simucom says he tried on a Black Bay 58, love it, but tired of hearing about it. Nate Dogg says a Pelly GMT. That's a possibility. I know a lot of people have done renderings of that. I think it's not really necessary, but I could see him potentially doing that. Will Carey says, according to Adrian over at Bark and Jack, it's been 10 years, so it must have came out in 2012. I don't know why I was thinking 2014. Serby says his local jeweler is asking $5,500 for a 1965 Speedmaster. It has some fine scratches on the face and the bands. What are some things to look out on the vintage? The things to look out on vintage watches is everything. That's why I stay away from vintage. Make a larger Black Bay 925. Current version is for LP or kilohertz. Yeah, the 925 is actually, I think, a good size for average wrist size people. If you have a larger wrist, then yeah, just stick with the Pelly. Simucam says a Tudor sub reissue would be cool. Probably not going to happen. Oh man, I'm getting sick of sitting here. Let's see. Reading some comments. The titanium Yachtmaster leaked, but it's not like anyone's going to be able to get one anyway. So true time for watches says Tudor GMT Batman. How would that work? Like, what would they put that in? Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know that they would do that because the Pepsi is already such a dark blue. I don't know that they would do a red and black. There is room for another GMT though. So maybe they do a black and green. I mean, green's hot, right? So you might be onto something. Maybe they do a black and green GMT to complement the Pepsi GMT they have in the Tudor lineup. I could see them adding another one like that, another colorway. I definitely could. Power of Hydrogen says, great to see a stream on Monday. Also, what is the Tiffany blue watch in the back there? This is like a mint green Trosca. I forget what model this is. What is this one called? Does it say on there? The Venturer. I think this is the one you're looking at. Has that inner rotating bezel for keeping track of a second time zone or just having the information handy. So it's a very good, clean looking watch for sure. Trosca does a good job for sure. And hopefully they put out a mint dial on every model that they do, because their mint dial, the color they use is perfect. James Duffy says, I would love to see Tudor release a GMT and more of the North Flag or Ranger field style. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. And the Ranger was discontinued and the North Flag is discontinued, so there's a vacancy there, kind of. So potentially they could do some sort of watch, field watch, maybe GMT with a non-rotating bezel. That would be pretty cool, kind of like a Explorer 2 type watch, but in the Tudor lineup. There's a lot of watches that don't exist that people haven't really talked about. They could use essentially the Black Bay 41 chassis, right? I think they should be able. I think their in-house movement's too thick, though. I don't think they could fit their in-house GMT movement in the standard, so it'd be really thick, but without a dive bezel. Interesting. Somebody could probably mock that up. Simucom is asking, does anyone have an experience with the Forsner bracelet? Has one on the way. I think somebody has one. KR Joy is asking how the Air King time has been, wrist time has been going. I wear it quite a bit. It's still running, so I think I wore it for like 3 days. I usually go on a 3-day rotation, but I ended up with the Pelly on yesterday and then today, so I'll probably wear the Pelly one more day. And then I did wear the Air King, so I don't know what's going to be next. I wore the Sub for 3 days. I kind of bounced in between the Super Oceans. It might be time to wear one of my Seiko. I'll probably wear the SKX for a little bit. I almost want to reach out to Uncle Seiko. He just posted up. I mean, you can get the strap code one. I got to look at Uncle Seiko's clasp, but he just posted up the larger Jubilee style bracelet, like the Angus style one. I don't know what he's calling it. I thought about maybe picking up another bracelet for the SKX just to play around a little bit. So I might reach out to Uncle Seiko and Larry over there and pick one up maybe. Steel has his Super Ocean 42 blue dial on right now. I really wish Breitling would come out with a yellow dial 42 mil. They already make it in the 44. Just give us the 42. Give us a yellow dial. Make it a limited edition. I'd be all about it. I would add it to the collection. I'd have the orange. white, and then the yellow if they did it. I'd have 3 of these suckers. All right, let me scroll back up. We got a couple of good comments here. Christian says, my money is on more color options for the Black Bay 36 and black dial bezel, Black Bay 58, black dial and black bezel. Well, they kind of already have the black dial, black bezel for 58, unless they go with the non-gilt handset. That would actually be really cool. I know it's subtle, but that would be really cool. Smaller 36. Looks like he wants the smaller watches. Lou is asking, will you be getting the new matte black full metal G-Shock? I don't have intentions of picking that one up. I could look it up. I guess I could bring it in. I'll go look. Let me see if the watch gauge has it or if Mimo has it. If either of those guys have it, I'll bring it in. But if I got to order it directly from G-Shock and pay full retail, I'm just kind of burned out of paying full retail on G-Shocks right now. I've been cycling through too many of them and taking too big of a hit on the flip. So, and I don't see myself owning a black steel G-Shock when I have the Bling Master. But the next logical step for me would be to pick up an MRG, whether it's this one or the black one. If I'm going to buy another square, it's probably going to be an MRG. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. So, ooh, Christian, that would be really cool too, and they could easily do that, and I think that would be awesome. What he said is, it would also. I also wouldn't be mad at a two-tone Black Bay 58, black and gold. That would be really cool. I would be down for that, 100%. They have everything they need to do it. But the Black Bay 58 18K, they didn't do a bracelet, but if they did a two-tone, that would be cool. My buddy from Chicago, Jorge, is chiming in. Always good to have you on here. Design says I should buy the TVA. I already had one, did the video on it. I decided not to buy one. Man, you got me thinking now. Two-tone yellow gold, Black Bay 58. Come on, Tudor, let's do it. That would be dope. My friend from Miami is here, Terry. Always good to have you on the show. Detroit says he's 100% sure that there's going to be a two-tone at some point. With the two-tone Black Bay, well, I'm saying Black Bay 58, not the regular Black Bay, because you can already get that in two-tone. The Black Bay 58 would be on an Oyster or Jubilee. Oh, Terry's in Puerto Rico still. I don't. They would be on their whatever bracelet. They wouldn't. Yeah, there is a two-tone Black Bay 41. They wouldn't do a different bracelet. I think it'd be cool if they did it on Jubilee. They're capable of it. They have some good Jubilee bracelets, but I don't know. That watch is going to probably be on that Oyster. It would be nice if they ditched the faux rivets. I would be good with that too. Matt is asking, are any thoughts on the Maritak Gen 2 field watch? Haven't checked that one out yet. Is the Maritak, is that the one that CountyCom sells? Is that the brand that they sell? I can't remember. I get my brands mixed up sometimes. Steele says if the Black Bay 58 comes out with the new Glide Lock clasp, then he'll pick one up. They're guaranteed they're going to put that clasp on the stainless steel, and people are going to try to buy the clasp, and hopefully it's backwards compatible, and you can put it on your other, your existing Black Bay 58s. So Matt, yeah, that Maritak, I've just actually reached out to CountyCom. Let me hit them back. I got a contact over there that I've been talking to. Let me hit him back because I thought he said he was going to send me one of those, but they, we all get busy, so I'll reach out to him again. Yeah, the display on the MRG is crystal clear. I mean, I'm sure they cleaned it up a little bit, but it's still like. Terry says the Black Bay 58, best watch ever. Jacob has asked, why would they let anybody buy the clasp on its own? Why would they not? They mass produce them and they sell them for $200. Why would you not sell them? Because money. Companies like to make money. They'd be making money. Let's see. Rock the Watch says Tudor should make their chronograph hand wind only to make it thinner. I don't think they'll ever do that either. Jacob says because the bracelet can be $400. The bracelet's going to be more than $400 with a clasp. No one's going to be able to, if they even offered the clasp for sale individually, they're not going to be able to keep up with production just from the new watch sales. They're not going to have extra parts. It would be a year or two before anybody started to get individual clasp. Hey, my buddy Michael, Desire 68 Frogman is in the house, checking in from the far northwest. Let's see. Tim is asking, is this an unscratchable Trosca I see with the turquoise dial? Yeah, it's the Trosca Venturer. Very scratch resistant. Mint dial. Very cool watch. Slightly rounded case on the side. I like that. Guys, MRG. Should I pick one up? What do you think? I know you guys are going to be a bunch of enablers. You're going to be like, yeah, get one. Why did you not buy one? This one is not mine. Oh, Michael says it's wet out there. It's been raining nonstop, probably. Tennessee Mike encouraging me to get one. Wilson wants an MRG. They're not cheap, man. They are not cheap. Jason selfishly wants me to pick one up so I can send it to Aruba. All right, I'll hit up my contacts. I'll see what I can do. The Shane checking in. The Shane is here. Hey Rob, how you doing today? I am doing much better today. Sunday I was not very good, and I think you know why. Chaz says he would be tempted if he had it in hand. That Casio looks pretty cool. Brendan says I need two. The silver one. Terry said I'm cheap. I'm too cheap. Got the Rubik's G-Shock. Their Rubik's one is really cool. I had it videoed. I already actually sold it and shipped it. Hector from Winding Crowns is checking in. 911 Dan says, I'm not a true square nerd if I don't pick one up. Will Carey says he'll split the black MRG with me. Let me reach out to my contacts. I want to see the black one, but honestly, this one, I don't know. It shows more in its like rawness, like because this is titanium, and titanium typically looks more gray. This is definitely not gray. I mean, this looks like it's confusing because it looks like a really nice brushed stainless steel, but it is it's titanium and it's a special blend. I'm drinking aqua tonight, straight water. Did I accidentally cook my steak? Well done, Sunday. Sunday, that was Saturday. That's just, hey, Chris from the Watch Lounge is here. Tennessee Mike says overnight the black one. I got to see if anybody even has the black one. They're going to be, I don't want to say they're going to be like hard to find, but they don't make a ton of them. So, and it's not that they're limited. I wish they would have been limited. You know, if they would have said, hey, we're only making like 1,000 of each, then I would have probably been like forced to buy one. Oh yeah. Giorgio the chef is picking up a white Super Ocean, and I will help you out with that visual because Matt from Rock the Watch did the same thing for me. He made a video, he showed it, everything like that. Jason from Design says they're already hard to find. Oh, you got the strap as well. I have the rubber strap for this one with the clasp as well. That's like another 500 bucks, but I like it on the bracelet. The bracelet is just too good. Let's see. Somebody asked about the white dial in the background. I'm assuming you mean this one. It's kind of like a silvery dial. It does look kind of white from certain angles, but it's called a circula. And get this, it has the inner rotating bezel. I did it in the unboxing and I almost broke it, I think. But the crown is for this is not a screw down crown. It actually just operates and you can feel the indents on the inner rotating bezel. It just there's no it's not it doesn't screw down or anything. You just turn it. But it is unidirectional. So that's it. And then this one's a screw down crown because that does your time. But pretty good looking watch. And it's a, I think it's a Salida in it. I think it's a Swiss movement, but kind of an interesting case shape too. It wears really good. Aaron from OFD says he ordered the white dial BSO as well. Interesting. It's such a good watch for the price. This one and the orange, all of the colorways. I would like to see the black dial with the orange or the black with the red inner chapter. I like to see those as well. But I mean, you have the winged bee logo. So let's see. Giorgio the chef says, Rob, what percentage of your watches do you actually wear? So I wear all the watches in my main box. So I have 10 watches in my main box and I wear all of them typically in 3-day rotations. So usually when I put a watch on, it usually stays on wrist for 3 days. I don't know why, but it just I get in these 3-day rotations. It just that gets me enough wrist time with it that I feel good about it. I don't do it like intentionally. It's almost like it just naturally happens. Like so, I wore the Pele yesterday and I wore it today. So I'll probably wear it tomorrow, and then Wednesday I'll probably wear something else. And I just did 3-day rotations with the Sub and the Air King. So I'll probably actually jump over to my Seiko line and I'll wear those each 3 days and then cycle back around probably to my Breitling. Detroit says I only wear my rollies. Actually, I don't, like I said, man, I cycle through them and I pretty much wear them all like 3 days. So most of the stuff, like if I picked up an MRG, I'd I'd honeymoon with it for a little bit, and then I would probably go on 3-day rotation with that as well. But I haven't been wearing my Bling Master. Tim Moore says, "Would you buy a Manta watch? The quality seems pretty high, Noble or Atlas, for example, but there is not a single store showcasing the brand in France." Yeah, in France, you might have a hard time checking them out. Unfortunately, sorry. Bean Boy says SPB 207 next, green dial for St. Patty's Day. Um, I think technically my heritage is Protestant, so I should wear orange in defiance. So on St. Pat's Day, I'll actually. When is that? Is that come? Is that soon? I'll probably wear my orange monster, or rather the Breitling Super Ocean orange dial. Alrighty, I think we are at the time. So let's kill the lights. Check. Oh, it's on the 17th. 2, 14, 15. Okay, so I got time. Thanks, Chaz. I'll wear an orange watch on St. Pat's Day. Let's kill the lights. Check the loom. Thursday is St. Pat's. Thank you. There we go. We have the loom. What do we got here? Of course, the Longines actually glows pretty good. What is this back here? This watch has like crazy loom. Even the date window is like loomed out. That's pretty wild. And of course, the microbrands really do a good job. The Circula has crazy good loom. Even the Trosca back here has a really nice application of BGW9. The Dorenzo is actually glowing really good. I know there was some previous generations of Dorenzo that had loom application issues. And then, of course, the Pelly is an absolute champ with the blue loom. It does a really good job. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.